Hai and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Suhaila binti Bahari. I'm the first presenter for my group. Today, we will discuss further about recruitment and selection. What is the meaning for recruitment? According to the Edwin B. Filipino, recruitment is the process of searching the candidate for employment and stimulate them to apply for jobs in the organization. The meaning is focus on attracting, selecting, and designing the appropriate candidate for one or more positions within organization, permanent or temporary. While the meaning of selection is aims at conducting interview and evaluate candidate for a specific jobs and individual selected based predefined criteria. The recruitment comes first with attraction, selection, and design of the appropriate candidate for the selection phase. Then, the selection is made, which aim to conduct the interview and evaluate the candidate in order to select an individual for the job. Have two factors that influence recruitment and selection, which is external and internal. We will discuss first about external factor. Firstly, the job market supply and demand for various talent are discussed here. Secondly, it is possible that the company recruitment procedure will be more easy when the rate of unemployment in a certain location is greater. Number 3, the labor market condition. We have Center and State Act dealing with the labor. They cover working condition, compensation, retirement, benefit, and safety and health of employees in industrial establishment. They are acts which deal with recruitment and selection. Fourth, the company image is also important in attracting large number of job seekers. The internal factors are recruiting policy. One such internal factor is the recruiting policy of the organization, whether internal or external. Secondly, temporary and part-time employees. An organization hiring temporary and part-time employees may not be able to attract sufficient application. Thirdly, local citizen. In multinational corporation, there is the policy related to the recruitment of the local citizen. Fourthly, human resource planning. A company must follow the program of human resource planning for the purpose of quick and easy recruitment. Effective human resource planning greatly facilitates the recruiting effort. And lastly, size. Size is another internal factor having its influence on the recruitment process. A large organization will find recruiting less difficult.
I'm Ainur Izzati, so I will continue with the types of recruitment and selection. So we have 4 types of recruitment and selection, and the first one is internal, which is internal means opening position change, distributing announcement within organization, and more to match competency held by current employees, which is internal source of recruitment are readily available to an organization. Internal source are primarily 3 has a transfer, promotion, and re-employment from as employees. Internal recruitment internal recruitment may lead to increased employees' productivity as their motivation level increase. So the next one is the external, include the form of disclosure made by managers and depends on strategy of the organization. External source of recruitment have to be solicited from outside organization. The external source of recruitment include the employment advertisement, employment exchange, recognized institute, contract labor, and so on. Okay, so the third one is the mix, which is combination of internal and external procedures and can be done in 3 ways, which is prevalence of internal model, prevalence of external model, and concomitant model. And the last one is the online, which is use internet in favor of human resource management. It's matched with our current situation with a new norm, working from home, and also the recruitment and selection also make it online by virtual and so on. Okay, so we continue with the recruitment process. Recruitment planning is the first step of the recruitment process where the vacant positions are analyzed and described. It includes job specification and its nature, experience, qualification and skills required for the job, and so on. So for the second one of the recruitment process is the strategy development. The development of a recruitment strategy is a long process. This step in, for the example, that will development strategy is include setting up a broad team, analyzing HR strategy, collection of available data, and analyzing the collected data, and so on. Continue with the third and fourth process, which is demand and selection. And the final stage of the recruitment process is the evaluation and the control. In this process, the effectiveness and the validity of the process and methods are assessed. Hence, it is important that the performance of the recruitment process is truly evaluated. For example, the salary of the workers that will evaluate by the knowledge and skill of the employee itself. Thank you.
To the selection process, of course, it has a step-by-step that needed to be taken by the company so that they can ensure the right qualified professionals to work with. So what is the steps? The first step is preliminary interview, such as structured interview, unstructured interview, behavior interview, and also stressful interview. Moving on to the next step is applying selection tests, such as ability tests, aptitude test, personality test, graphology test, and also polygraph test. To the next step, step number 3 is job interview. It can be done one-to-one, panel interview, or by sequential. To the next step, step number 4 is candidate reference. This is to acquire information from candidates. After that, step number 5 is selection decision. This is to reduce the number of candidates. To the step number 6 is physical examination. The candidates has to pass the physical fitness test done by the company. To the step number 7 is job offer. A letter of commitment that contain date. The selected person must submit the documentation. To the step number 8 is employment contract, a form of attestation of hiring. Lastly, step number 9 is completing the selection process, which company would give feedback to unselected candidates. So let us see what is the important steps to attract qualified professionals. Yes, it has to attract and increasingly encourage the applicants to apply in the organization. Number 2, it will create a talent bank to select the best candidates for the organization. Number 3, determine the present needs and future requirements of the organization. Number 4, increase candidate database at minimal cost. Next, know the legal and social obligations of the organization. Number 6, start with potential jobs candidates by identifying and preparing the appropriate candidates. Lastly, increase individual effectiveness and the various sources.
Hi, I am HRM533. Next, I will continue with factors affecting selecting process. When we select certain people for a certain job, there are a few factors that need to be considered. The first factors is physical and personal characteristics like sound body, height, weight, vision, etc. In addition to basic characteristic which is age, gender, marital status, number of children, and family background. The second factors is proficiency, ability, and competence, such as qualifications and prior experience, the potentiality of an individual to learn and become proficient in a job, the competence that shows an individual's ability to gain knowledge and skill for job success. The third factors that need to be considered is temperament and character. For example, emotional, moral, and social qualities includes honesty, loyalty, etc. A high degree of intellectual competence can serve as substitute for such qualities as honesty and probity. It is important to know about one's character, one's work habits, one's way of reacting through adverse situations, and the strength that drives one's ability to work when we consider to select the applicants. The last factor is applicant interest. Uninterested candidates present a colorless and monotonous job. Interested parties show how significant and the worthwhile the work is, thus developing skills that are perceived along with the accomplishment. Internal and external recruitment has its own pros and cons. Through internal recruitment,
The advantage is that the employer will enhance its performance and increase the morale of the employee. By promoting your own company, it sends the rest of your team a very strong message. It tells them that there are clear opportunities within the company to make headway, which is that their work time can be a career instead of a job. If you see a clear path of development in the organization, you will most likely hold on to your best talent. The disadvantages of internal recruitment is that the spirit of competition among employees may be impeded. The competition between employees can create resentment between employees. Nobody likes to be rejected, especially if their least favorite colleague gets chosen for the superior position inside. Though many will see internal promotion as healthy competition, others will resort to unfair practice to get themselves hired instead. Next, for external recruitment, the advantages is larger choice. A large number of people are reached and applied when vacancies are advertised in several places. Employers have a broad choice for the job selection. Next is competitive spirit. Capturing external sources creates competitiveness and hard work for internal staff. The disadvantages of external recruitment is discontent among existing workers. External recruitment can cause existing workers to be discontented and frustrated. You will feel that promotional opportunities are small. Next, the disadvantages is high cost.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Amira binti Zulkifli. Next, I'm going to explain about the artificial intelligence in recruitment and selection. Okay, first, in recruitment and selection, this day, most company use the artificial intelligence, which is AI, during their process. For example, the benefit of using the artificial intelligence in the recruitment and selection process is the first one. They can hiring the people with more high profile quality. It's more faster and more efficient for the recruitment and selection because they don't need to interview the employee one by one. They can do it online. The artificial intelligence also get the recruitment and selection process easier by the video interviews, where for example this day in this COVID-19 situation, so many people could not go out to go for interviews, so instead they use this intelligence to make more efficient interview. Okay, next I'm going to explain about the effect of efficient recruitment and selection on organizational performance. The first one is improve the quality of products and service. Next, improve financial success. The third one is organizational structure enables employees more freedom. And the last one is easier to attract new employees. Lastly, in conclusion, recruitment and selection affect organizational performance. The organizational performance depends on the efficiency of the employee works. So it is important to select the most efficient employees in the company, so that it gives positive effect to the organizational performance.